Hello, everyone. Welcome to the group. My name is Carly Sabev. I am a Diamond Ring Beachbody coach. I'll explain to you a little bit more later what that exactly means, but welcome. And what I'm going to do for you today is actually explain to you why I decided to join the crazy coaching journey and really just a little bit more about myself, and hopefully it inspires you in some way or you can relate to it in some way, shape, or form. So, I'll give you a little bit of background about myself for those of you that don't know me. Again, my name is Carly Sabev. I am 31 years old. I do work full time as a retail client service manager. I am a wife. I am a fur mom, and I'm also 19 weeks pregnant as we speak. So, I don't really look pregnant right now, but I am. So, I'm very busy and I'm still able to fit coaching very easily and very lovingly into my life. I'm so passionate about it, so hopefully you'll see that. I'm going to take you through a series of slides that really explain to you a little bit of my background about myself, and then kind of explain to you a little bit more about the coaching business itself. So I'm going to share my screen here. Just give me a second. Okay. Hopefully you should see it now. I'm not going to make it any bigger than this because I don't want it to get out of sorts. So again, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about my why and my physical transformation. So give a background about me. I have always been very, very active, and I've always had several jobs, and I have always found a way to have lots of fun in my life, sometimes a little bit too much fun. So this is me in my 20s, and what this is, guys, is really what you see. I was always into sports. I was at one point a halftime show dancer for the Chicago lacrosse team. I was a go-go dancer. I was a bartender. I used to go to Vegas all the time. I partied. I smoked. I drank. I was into drugs. I really did a number to my body, and I had fun doing it, and I always had money to do it. So at the time, I really didn't have to worry about working out until all of that kind of came to a halt and an end when I eventually finished college, and it led me to culinary school. So culinary school was an exciting experience for me. I wanted to be a chef from the time I was a little girl, and I really thought it would be this glamorous lifestyle. Well, in the midst of partying late on weekends, sleeping in, not doing well with my body, and now I have food in my life, as you can imagine, the pounds started to weigh in. And also, so did my mentality. So I was in and out of relationships. I was having a hard time keeping relationships. I was having a hard time finding a stable income. You can only imagine. Did I have fun? Yes, I have fun in anything I do. But I needed some structure in my life, so I eventually finished college, and I decided that I was going to leave this whole life behind me, including being a chef, and I was going to jump into the corporate world. So in 2010, I decided to work with a company called Advantage Sales and Marketing. It's now called Advantage Solutions. I worked as a sales rep full time. I was selling food products, so I loved it, and I worked my way up. I became a manager, and now today, here I am relocated to Atlanta working for one of our clients, and that all stemmed from just one little opportunity. In the midst of that time, I do find it to be somewhat of a blessing, even though I know it wasn't what's right for me, because it did lead me to my husband. I met my husband actually on a work trip in Schaumburg, Illinois, and he was working at a hotel. So we kind of fell in love at a hotel. No joke. It was his second day at the job. And if you ever want to know about it, feel free to ask. But we met, we moved in together fairly quickly, and then we had to relocate to Atlanta. And moving to Atlanta meant leaving everything that I knew. For him, it wasn't a huge deal because he's from Europe. For me, when we moved to Atlanta, everything hit me kind of hard. I missed family, I missed friends, we didn't know anyone. I really started to rely on food very heavily. So my body started to change big time. And, I had been in and out of workout programs for all this time. I had done Advocare and Flirty Girl Fitness, Weight Watchers, green juices. I was very into food and all the trendy things, but I couldn't find something that worked. So the summer before last is when it all kind of hit me. And somehow I noticed in July of 2014, I was almost turning 30 years old. My husband took this picture of me at a pool on the 4th of July, and I looked at my phone and I could have cried. I didn't realize what happened to me. If you're looking at the first couple pictures, you'll see that, no, am I a huge girl in this picture? No, but I just was lost. I had lost myself. And I lost who I was, and I was really mad at myself, and I was like, I need to find something that's going to keep me accountable and hold me to do something, because I wasn't motivated at the time. So I kept praying and I kept, looking, and I tried to work out on my own, and I just couldn't stick to anything. Well, a month later, I actually was on Facebook, and a friend of mine had posted something about a clean eating group. And that clean eating group, I didn't know had anything to do with Beachbody, but I joined the group willingly. It was completely free. I was dead broke at the time, so I said yes to that. I was so excited because I joined this clean eating group and I got to take pictures of my food, and I was posting them, and everyone was encouraging me. I loved it so much that I took everyone's recipes and put it in a little file and posted it later. And I started to get this glimpse of hope. I remember in one of the posts I had seen my coach, who's also my friend, say something about 10-minute abs. And I'm like, well, what is that? Can you tell me what that is? She said, yeah, it's something called the 21-day fix. And so I had started, I talked to her about my plan, and she led me to a challenge pack, the 21-day fix challenge pack, which included Shakeology. I didn't know much about Shakeology. Again, I just needed something. So I figured, what the hell? Why don't I just try this? I talked my husband into the money. I'll be honest with you, I actually had to sell a couple things on eBay because we were living paycheck to paycheck at the time. We were very, very strapped for cash. So the clean eating group really led me to Autumn Calabrese and the 21-day fix. Guys, I can't even explain to you how mind-blowing this was for me. The 21-day fix really taught me how to eat. I had been sitting every night eating a whole half of a watermelon, being like, why am I not skinny? I'm eating healthy, but I was overeating healthy foods. And that's one common misconception that really happens. So during my first couple rounds of the 21-day fix, I actually lost over 10 pounds and 13 inches on my body. So I knew something was working, and my husband was very encouraging after he saw that I was really committed to it. And he was like, well, what is making you so different? And it was the challenge groups. And so within a few weeks of me noticing that it was like this community environment, I had asked my coach, what are you doing? And she said to me, well, you can actually make money doing this. Like, you can pay for your Shakeology. Because I was like, really? Because I cannot afford it. I can't afford to pay, that much money every month at the time. So I signed up to be a coach within my first 2 weeks. Like I said, I didn't know much about coaching, and I just kept working on myself. I kept, leaning on all these people and all this comfort. And I noticed that much like these challenge groups, there was a whole coaching community that was even more supportive. So I continued to work on my body. I kept losing more weight. I was down then 16, I went down another 6 pounds and another 6.5 inches by March of 2015, which was awesome because I was preparing for my wedding and just a few months later. And then overall, guys, I was able to lose within a year 20 pounds and over 20 inches. And like I said, I was never really a big girl, but the program worked and it kept working for me. In the midst of all that, what I started to do was just share what I was doing and share what I was learning. And that's really what coaching is all about. So, on top of that, it did help bring in some income for us. So I was able to start by paying for my Shakeology alone. And then it turned into a huge trip of us being able to see Mike's family, who was overseas for the first time. We got to surprise his mother at her doorstep. And then it also became us being able to pay off our wedding for me being a coach less than a year. What I'd tell you guys is that this physical transformation is obvious, right? And I didn't know really what had hit me. I just knew I needed something. I knew that I was unhappy, but I didn't really realize how unhappy I was until I looked back. And I can't even tell you how much I've changed personally. I feel like I've become a better friend, a better, wife, a better daughter, a better sister. I've become more aware of things. I threw out the way, the binge drinking and the binge eating and, smoking cigarettes once in a while and smoking pot and doing all these stupid things. And my life just really started falling together. And I'm telling you this because I want you to know that you can do it too. And you may not even be as unhappy as you really feel right now because you're kind of just accepting where you are. But I am telling you right now, there's a whole new world of opportunity out there. And what I'd also tell you is that, yes, I'm still working my full-time job. Yes, I'm still in Atlanta. But at this point, I am now 19 weeks pregnant. I remember having this fear of being fat and never getting my body back. And I no longer have that fear because of the 21-day fix. I no longer have that fear of being, a mom who's big and not able to keep up with her child because I know how to treat my body. And I know I have the support system around me of other like moms. And more importantly than that, I have this corporate job that I've been working my way up towards, and I know I'm going to be able to eventually stay at home with my baby because this coaching business provides that financial freedom if you're willing to stick to it and you're willing to put the effort in. And I'm telling you, it's the best feeling in the world knowing that you'll be your own boss one day. And while I'm not there yet, I know I will be. And I know I have the support of my husband, and I know I have the support of a huge community here. And it is just the most liberating feeling. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that you take from it what you can and what you will. And I also just hope that you got to know me a little bit better, and feel free to post any questions below. But I'm looking forward to the group starting, and thank you guys so much, okay? Have a great night. Bye.